Good morning, Hong Kong, and welcome back to another episode of Hong Kong Insurance 101. This week, we're exploring a concept that appears on every single insurance plan in the world and which can significantly impact your plan's utility. We're talking, of course, about exclusions. Now, an exclusion is a clause that's placed on a policy stating that the insurance will not apply if certain conditions are met or specific events happen. For example, a typical exclusion found on pretty much all insurance policies offered in Hong Kong is an exclusion in relation to acts of war or terrorism. Any policy with an exclusion for acts of war or terrorism would not provide coverage upon a loss stemming from an act of war or terrorism. If you held, for an example, a home insurance policy and one day another country decided to drop bombs on your home, destroying it, your home insurance plan would not cover the rebuilding costs of the house as the cause of the loss was an act of war. As acts of war and terrorism were excluded from your policy, no claim will be held under the plan. Now, exclusions enable insurance to function properly and ensure that claims are paid. Imagine you live somewhere like Louisiana, USA. A massive, once-in-a-generation storm is coming, and the protective dikes preventing the floodwater from reaching your home burst. People living in high-danger areas will often have exclusions against those dangers placed on their home insurance policy. Floods in Louisiana, fire in Australia and California, typhoons in part of the Philippines. This is due to the simple fact that if an insurance company attempted to pay all of the claims for a catastrophic event, it would become insolvent. The company would fail, and no claims at all would get paid. This doesn't seem terribly equitable. So, insurers will place exclusions on their policies to ensure that fundamental risks, which influence all aspects of the protection the policyholder has purchased, do not sway the equity of the insurance policy, thereby maintaining insurance as the offering. At this point, it is important to note that there are relatively few general exclusions found on all insurance products all around the world. War and terrorism is a good example of the exception to this rule. Each individual insurance company will apply its own exclusions to the type of coverage being purchased, and exclusions will vary between different product classes. A car insurance plan may not be worried about flood damage, but will definitely exclude at-fault claims arising from accidents where alcohol or drugs were involved. In some cases, with specific classes of insurance, it may be possible to remove a limited number of exclusions from your policy. This is often referred to as carving back the exclusion. It is important to note again that not all exclusions can be removed from a policy, and that the ability to remove an exclusion while offering coverage is entirely up to the discretion of the insurance companies. Exclusions come into play at pretty much every level of insurance. From purchasing a policy through to making a claim, it is important that you understand exactly how any exclusions apply to the coverage you hold. If you're facing a difficult exclusion, then it may not be a good idea to purchase the policy in question without first seeking advice about how that exclusion is going to impact you. Remember, exclusions are in place for the benefit of both the insurer and the policyholder to maintain the equity and continuation of the policy. That's us for this week. We hope you have a happy and healthy weekend. Remember to like and subscribe to all our content as it comes out, and don't forget to ask CCW. We're simplifying your insurance.